Hello there, Black Healing Matters family. Danielle here at the Black Healing Matters podcast, where we offer you ideas to hopefully move you one step closer to your healing. And on this beautiful Monday, I hope you are having a great one. Wrapped up your weekend and, just taking off full speed for this week to come. And on this Mindset Monday, I'd like to talk about a mindset point or shift paradigm that often plagues our community. And unfortunately, we don't do this as much as others. And I think it comes down to our mindset. And what I'm talking about very simply is looking out for each other. Oftentimes what I see in our communities, and this happens across the board, this is human nature, but I think it's particularly insidious within our community, is that where there's conflict or strife or disagreement, instead of making amends or making efforts to heal relationships, that we just separate and leave our broken relationships, sometimes for years and even lifetimes, to the point where, years after the incident, nobody even really remembers what happened, but are still angry and still not speaking. So today, I'm not one of those people who believes we should all just get along and, I don't think that's possible, because I think it's, there's no model of that type of society where everybody agrees and everyone gets along and everyone, is always on the same page at the same time forever, is simply not realistic. I think what is realistic, instead of that kind of groupthink mentality, is to say, I can respect your opinion and we can simply agree to disagree. That route allows us to not always agree with each other, but when it comes down to it, we are still in primary support of each other. What does that look like? Well, it looks like, whether you are on the best of terms or not with someone, whether or not they are your best friend, or, whether you like them or not, another Black person automatically, yes, I'm going to go out and say it, automatically should have your support. Now, of course, use your judgment. If they're not doing something worthwhile, don't support them. But if there's another Black person doing something worthwhile, whether you love them or hate them, please support them. At least, you don't have to give them your money. You don't have to, go out of your way. But at least don't go out of your way to show hate. Okay? Now, that's unfortunately all too often what we see, is people going far out of their way to write hateful comments, to, just be distant, be nasty, not, want to communicate. This happens so often. I've seen it in my own family, where I've had family members that did not speak for years over small things that were really insignificant. And think about that. Years wasted. But in reality, the most important thing is that we, as Black Americans, particularly 13% of the population, a minority within a great nation that doesn't always have our interest at heart, if we don't have our own interests at heart, who will? And again, The mindset shift here is that having our best interests at heart, number one, does not mean that we all have to agree. And number two, it does not mean that we cannot have genuine relationships with each other. All right? On that note, Black Healing Matters family, I love you. And as always, stay blessed, stay connected. Hope to hear from you soon. Black Healing Matters.
The podcast you just heard was recorded with Anchor. If you want to make your own, download the Android or iOS app completely free from anchor.fm/podcast. That's anchor.fm/podcast.